Remember when a wedding movie's biggest disaster was a dad having a meltdown over hot dog buns? In 1991, Father of the Bride turned every parent into a bundle of nerves and made every bride cry twice, once over the vows and once over the floral bill. Starring Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, Kimberly Williams, and Martin Short, this classic comedy transformed suburban wedding panic into box office gold, delivering a Shakespearean-style comedy performed entirely in tulle. George Banks is the quintessential loving but overprotective dad, whose life unravels when his 22-year-old daughter announces she's getting married. What follows is a cascade of budget-busting bills, floral fiascos, a wedding planner with an accent no one could place, and one unforgettable grocery store breakdown that ends in handcuffs. Today, we're counting down 15 weird and wild facts about Father of the Bride, a film proving that weddings will bankrupt you no matter how carefully you plan. 15. Brad Paisley fell for Kimberly Williams because of this movie. In 1991, college student Brad Paisley took his girlfriend to see the film, but left fixated on Annie Banks instead of his date. Years later, he saw Father of the Bride Part 2. Alone, heartbreak intact. That obsession inspired his second album, aptly titled Part 2. In 2001, Paisley cold-called Kimberly Williams to appear in his music video for I'm Going to Miss Her. They met, fell in love, and married in 2003. When the wedding planner mentioned proximity to the Father of the Bride house, Williams's response? No, we are the Father of the Bride house, the ultimate meta-wedding flex. 14. Steve Martin signed on before there was a script. Martin agreed to star without reading a single page. Nancy Meyers later tailored the entire screenplay to his neurotic dad energy, from grocery store meltdowns over hot dog buns to his panicked monologues about losing his little girl. Martin wasn't just a lead actor, he was a built-in safety net for the film's comedy. 13. Disney initially rejected Diane Keaton. Despite her Oscar and acclaim, Disney didn't want Keaton as Nina Banks because her previous film with them flopped. Myers and her husband Charles Shire fought for her, confident Keaton could balance frazzled mother chaos with genuine warmth, a fight that paid off spectacularly. 12. The hot dog bun meltdown was both hilarious and illegal. George Banks's grocery store freakout wasn't just about buns, it was about mismatched quantities, wedding stress, and subtle rebellion against a world that refused to make sense. Tampering with merchandise is illegal, but George's panic perfectly captured a father on the edge. 11. Martin Short's Frank was inspired by a real planner. Short based Frank Eaglehoffer on celebrity wedding planner Kevin Lee. After experimenting with several ridiculous European-inspired accents, director Shire picked the most absurd version, cementing Frank as one of the most memorable comic characters in wedding movie history. 10. Kieran Culkin quietly stole scenes. Playing Matty Banks, the sarcastic little brother, Kieran Culkin charmed audiences with deadpan lines. 4 years later, he returned for Part 2 and eventually became Roman Roy in Succession, earning a 2024 Emmy. His first breakout? Learning comedy from Steve Martin and Diane Keaton. 9. Kimberly Williams almost didn't get the role. Originally written for Phoebe Cates, Williams auditioned while worried about catching the train back to campus. Out of 500 actresses, her naturalness won the role, and she became the face of America's favorite bride. 8. The Pasadena house became a tourist attraction. The white colonial home at 843 South Molino Avenue wasn't just a set, it was a character. Tour buses flocked to snap photos, and the house sold for $950,000 in 1999. Today, it's worth nearly $3 million, complete with Christmas cards featuring the film's logo. 7. The wedding cost $4 million. Annie's extravagant wedding included a $68,000 gown, 572 guests, $143,000 in catering, and a $1,200 cake. For context, the average American wedding in 1991 cost around $8,000, meaning George Banks was justified in sweating through his tuxedo. Father of the Bride isn't just a comedy. It's a love letter to parental anxiety, wedding chaos, and the absurdities of family life. From hot dog bun meltdowns to Hollywood romances sparked in theaters, it's a film that proves weddings may bankrupt you, but they also make unforgettable memories.